Hey guys, it's Sue here. Thank you for joining me for this mat workout. It's a no equipment necessary workout. All you will need in a little bit is your mat and a wall. So it's a really nice gentle workout, safe for prolapse, safe for a beginner. But again, just listen to your body. If there is something on that day that you feel, oh, can't quite do that today, skip it out. And just look after yourself, be mindful. So we're going to start with our back against the wall. We're going to do some roll downs to begin with, but a bit of breathing first of all. So feet are about 6 inches forwards, heels in line with sit bones. You're going to use the wall for feedback through your posture. So I've got my pelvis touching the wall, a little bit of a gap between the lower back and the wall. I can feel my ribs, the back of my shoulders, and then my head ideally should touch the wall. So your gaze should be looking directly forward, not down at the floor. I'm just going to have a quick check with where my lower back is at today. So if I put my hand between my lower back and the wall, I want you to check about what is the size of the gap. There should just be enough room to fit your hand in there and no more. If you feel like there's too much more of a space, you're going to engage the tummy a little bit extra. You might need to soften the knees a little bit so they're not locked out. They shouldn't be locked anyway. So a tiny softness of the knees. And just pull that tailbone ever so slightly between your legs so you're thinking that you're kind of moving those bones closer to the wall. So just check in with that for me for a moment. Just build your awareness first of all. Awareness is everything. Get yourself sorted. Soften the legs, soften the quads. We don't need to overwork here. Put your hands on your tummy. I like to go one lower belly, one belly button, and we're going to breathe. Close your eyes if you need to. Follow me. We're going to breathe in through our nose and breathe out through our mouth, and gently do up the zip of a really high-waisted skinny jeans. As you do that, you're going to lift up your pelvic floor towards your belly button. Inhale to coordinate that. Exhale, zip up and lift your pelvic floor. Now we're just activating those muscles and bringing our awareness into our deep core muscles. We are not overloading, so be careful you're not trying too hard and squeezing and gripping. So I'm going to give you 3 more breaths. Pause the video, do more if you need to today. So it's a really subtle, gentle pulling back of the stomach. You're going to keep that going and drop the arms down by your side. Open your eyes. We're going to take a breath in, breathe out, connect again. Then you're going to press your lower back into the wall. So just pause there for a moment. I've dropped my chin, so I'm looking down at the ground now. But my lower back is all opening up into the wall. Take an extra breath in to stay. Breathe out to go in and lift a little bit further, and then we're going to start to roll down. So just peeling your spine off the wall, vertebrae by vertebrae. Pausing at the bottom to breathe in and breathe out. Rolling and finding the wall with the lower back. The head should come up last. Pause at the top, check that your head is pressing back into the wall and it's comfortable to do so. Just watch you're not all crunchy in those shoulders. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. So it's an exhale, we're rolling down, lifting the stomach, lifting the pelvic floor. Don't let it drop to all the way down to the bottom. Inhale to stay. Exhale, collect, roll it back up. And just 1 more here. Abdominals, pelvic floor, rolling. Rest the shoulders. Let the shoulders just fall back. Don't deliberately do anything with them at the moment. Just let them come back. We're just going to stay here, but we're actually going to let our butt come off the wall now. So I'm going to move right back. My heels are now only 1 inch from the wall. My butt's literally just skimming the wall and no more. So we're going to have a go at a couple of roll downs just slightly off the wall. Take your breath in, same feeling. Exhale, tuck the chin. Make the lower back move towards the wall. Now your job is not to let your butt cheeks touch the wall here. So if it is, you might need to come forward just like me, away from the wall a little bit more. The wall is there for feedback. Do not touch it though. How far down can you go without your bottom touching the wall? Inhale, stay. Exhale, pick up the stomach. And roll back up. 2 to go. Bring the head up last. Okay, so I'm down onto the mat now, and I'm going to take myself down onto my back in a neutral position. So I have got my 2 kneecaps pointing to the ceiling. I've got my pelvis rested. I'm not going to force my back into any position at all. And I'm just going to check that I'm in a neutral pelvis, which basically means allowing the curves of my soft curves of my spine to be there. So I just want to make sure that I'm not forcing myself and my hips are relaxed. Again, it's just that tiny little space. I can't even quite fit my hand there. Just got enough room for my hand to fit there and no more. And then my ribs at the front of my body, I'm just going to try to soften them. I'm feeling a little bit tense at the moment, so my ribs tend to want to flare here, and I'm just going to check in with them and let them go. I'm going to put my hands on my hip bones here. I'm going to check that they feel level first of all, and I'm going to imagine I've got 2 cups of coffee balancing on each hip bone, so I'm not allowed to let my pelvis shift around. But before we start to move, we're just going to take another few breaths. I'm going to add on layer by layer with the tummy and the pelvic floor. So we take a breath in and breathe out. Breathe in. The next breath out, I'm just going to think about zipping up through my skinny jeans. Just the tummy, nothing else. And I'm going to do that 3 times. The next step is to add on the pelvic diamond. So I'm going to find the 4 points of my pelvic floor, the 2 sit bones, the pubic bone and the tail. Picture where they are in space. Breathe in. As I breathe out, I'm letting the belly drop and the diamond close. As I breathe in, I'm going to allow the 4 points of the diamond to open up, really controlled like a dimmer switch. So I'm not going to splat the pelvic floor. I'm going to see how much control I have over that. We're going to work on that for a few breaths. I'm going to give you time, nice quiet time to work through that. Inhale. Exhale to close the diamond. Zip up. Inhale to open the diamond. And again, don't rush through this. I know it's tempting to rush. This is the important stuff. So we're going to add on movement now. So we're going to start to connect. Half of the air is going to be blown to the ceilings or to the sky. So we exhale, close the diamond, and then I start to activate my core a little bit more because I'm going to start to slide my right foot. My foot's sticking a little bit, but along the floor, and I'm only going as far as I don't feel my back arch. Keep the ribs soft. Breathe in to hold. Breathe out, lift and close the pelvic floor and slide the heel back. We're going to alternate. So now we're going to the left leg. Breathe in to do nothing. Breathe out, connect the pelvic floor. If you're a little bit sticky, I advise you to put socks on here. You might feel your back needs to arch to try and get that foot to move. Try to resist that if possible. So I'm still feeling the weight on the same place at the back of my pelvis. Inhale, hold. Exhale, collect your core muscles and slide the heel back. So we're going to go through that a few times. Alternating. What's happening is I can feel my shoulders want to tense. So I'm going to let my arms rest back down. If you feel like your pelvis is rocking though, you need to keep your two hands there for me for the moment. So you'll feel your deep abdominals engage. I feel a little bit more of my waist muscles wrapping, so my waist is actually narrowing. I can feel the work through here, but not in my back. So you've got to consciously relax your back muscles. One more each way. Precision is important. Okay, so we stop in neutral. Place the hands back on the hip bones. Now we're going to go into knee openings. Keep your head down. I'm just lifting up so I can talk to you guys. So I'm going to open one knee, only going as far as, again, those bones don't move and the stabilizing leg doesn't move. So I'm kind of pressing down with my right foot to open my left knee. And then I'm going to bring it back. Alternating. Breathe anywhere you want to for the moment. Stabilize. And then release the opposite knee. Bring it back. Just a couple of times. If you feel that tilting happening, you've gone too far with that thigh bone. You might not get that far with the knee. It might only move 2 inches. That's okay. But what we want to try to do is let go of that hip that we're trying to open, that knee that we're trying to open. Let it go and find the stabilizing muscles. Stabilizing through the hamstring, through the right waist to open the left knee. One more each way. Stabilize. Don't overthink. Just hold still. Last one. Okay, so now comes the tricky part. We're going to combine those last two exercises we did. So I'm going to open my right knee. Hold the pelvis still. I keep my leg turned out and slide my right leg along the ground. Turn the kneecap back to face the ceiling and then drag it back to the start position. All of that without moving through this section here. We open. We slide. Knee goes to the sky. Pull it back. Breathe anywhere you want to for the moment. Just don't hold your breath, guys, okay? We're going 2 more each way. Open. Don't rock. Slide. Release the shoulders. Bring it back. Keep on going. Open. Whoop, I went too far on that one. Caught myself out. Slide. Bring it back. Just 1 more each way. Your last side. Whoop. This side just wants to fly. Not behaving. Pull it back. Okay, great job. So now we're going to go into some leg lifts. So again, same trick, nothing moving, but this time we're picking the foot off the floor. So now we've got to watch that the back here and lower back doesn't want to lift. If you feel it's lifting, you're going to think about pushing these vertebrae. They're not going to completely flatten. It's just a thinking, a feeling that they're slightly sinking down towards the floor. And we lift, exhale, inhale, lower. Swapping legs, don't rock. Lift and lower. 2 more each way. Lift, keep alternating. So I don't know about you, although these movements are really small and simple, they're not simple to do. And I'm really feeling the work here today. Love going back to basics. Everyone should do it more often. One more each way. We're taking it up a notch. So I'm going to fold that leg up just like before, and I'm going to extend my leg to the ceiling. Careful you don't get carried away right here, because the pelvis is going to want to rock around. Now you can either keep this knee bent if you want to keep it bent. Let's keep it bent. Let's take the option out of it. Take the hands to a low V and press the arms into the floor. Or leave them on the hip bones actually if you need to, if you haven't done this one before. So the right leg that's in the air is going to come across my middle, but I haven't shifted my weight on my pelvis. And then I'm going to bring it back to the center. And then I'm going to take it away from my midline. Don't rock the pelvis. Bring it back to the center. So I'm pushing that left foot into the floor to stabilize. The ribs don't flare. Bring it across. Back to the middle. Away from the middle. Back to the middle. One more. Across. My inside thighs are meeting. Back to the center. Away from the center. You can't go far here or you'll be cheating. Back to the center. Now I'm going to stop here. You're going to bring this leg over, or if you can, it's going to come towards your face. But you don't move the spine. That I can't actually go any further. So I'm trying to pull without shifting my pelvis, and my leg muscles are working really hard here. And then I'm going to send it. How low can I go without my back arching? Lift it back up to the start position here. You might need to bend your knee. That's okay. You can do that. So I'm going to pull towards my face a little bit, feel my quads, anchor down through the pelvis, back to the middle, send it down towards the floor. Do not let the back arch. You might not get this low. You might only go halfway. One more of those. Towards your face, back to the middle, down towards the floor, back up. We're going to get ready to swap legs. So I'm bringing the left leg up now, unfolding that leg to the top here. So hands on the pelvis, the leg comes across, back to the middle. I'm going to use my arms to stabilize, that's okay. Take it away, back to the middle. Across, again, this is just building up your awareness of pelvic stability. And how to move that leg completely separate from the spine and the pelvis. Cross, back to the center, away from the center, use the right side of your body a little bit more, back to the center. Good, so now we're going to go towards us, over the face, maybe not over, but as best as you can, and then take the leg down. The abdominals have to work a little bit harder here. Pull them in, watch the back. Bring it back up. It goes towards the face. Bend the knee if you need to, that's okay. Lower it down. Lift it back up. Towards the face. And my ribs really want to flare. I can just feel some tension happening in my back. So just be careful that you're not making that range of movement too big and your back is just doing all the work, okay? That really takes a lot of body awareness. Do your best. I think that was the third one. So we're going to place the foot back down. Now squeeze the legs tightly together. We're getting ready for a spine twist here. So I'm going to pin my shoulders to the floor. Inhale, take the knees. So before we go there, I'm going to flex the feet. So I'm going to pivot on my right heel, take my knees to the right. Breathe out, leave the legs behind. Wake up the waist muscles a little bit more to spiral back. Inhale to the left. Exhale, soften the neck, bring the waist, ribs, waist, hips, knees back to the center. So inhale, take it across. Now as you go across, be aware that you're not losing your zip. Do not let the zip of your skinny jeans just pop wide open here, because I see this happen a lot. Arching, and then you've just lost that connection. How well can you connect today? Make that be your little challenge. Take it over. Pulling it back, last one each side. we go. And then just rest the toes. So now we're going to take the feet apart and go into some imprinting. So imprinting is where you draw the lower back towards the mat and you roll the pelvis. From waist up, nothing moves. So we're going to leave the arms there or keep them on the belly if you like. You're going to take a breath in. Breathe out, initiate with the stomach and the zip up through the pelvic floor and then roll the pelvis backwards. So the shoulders shouldn't be affected, but all I've done, and it probably doesn't look like you can see a lot happening, but my coccyx, my tailbone have really literally just curled up off the floor. I can file my whole lower back into the floor, and then I return, and I make sure I don't overshoot the runway on the return journey. So this is super subtle, guys. We're going to do that 2 more times. Exhale, deepen, a little bit of a flattening out through the lower back. And come home. What's hardest challenge for me is not to tense up here, to make it feel like it's just affecting everything here. 1 more, exhale, walking back. Inhale, return. We're going to add on a double breath now. So we do the same thing. We breathe out, we roll back. Now you inhale, hold here. Exhale, deepen into the stomach even further. Lift maybe just 1 more vertebrae off the floor. Don't push with the legs. Oh, that's super challenging. Inhale to return to the start, not overshooting that runway. 2 more with the double breath. Exhale, rolling back. Inhale to stay. Exhale, deepen a little further. Really lift up through the pelvic floor. Inhale, return, open the diamond. Last one. Exhale. Inhale to hold. Exhale to deepen. Inhale, return. Now we take it into pelvic curl, so we're going to go all the way up on this one. Breathe out, imprint again. Just use half of the breath. Start to press the feet down, lifting up through the spine. We're stopping at the base of the shoulder blades. If this doesn't feel good for your back, we're going to take it into a pelvic press, but I'm going to talk you through that in a second. So let's just try maybe 3 of these. Roll it back down segmentally, like that bicycle chain, link by link. Breathe in to stay. Breathe out, swoop the stomach, lift the tail, peel up through the back. Push up through the glutes and the hamstrings. Do not go too high because this will just all be in your back. Stop short where the tummy is nice and connected. Roll back down. 1 more. Breaths. Take the belly button with you as you roll back down. Now just to confuse you, get back down to the bottom. Now we're going to do a press. So this time we're not rolling, no articulating. We're going to literally feel like our spine is like an ironing board. And we breathe out and we just push up through the butt. Same position at the top, that hasn't changed. We hold, and then it's almost like you're trying to lengthen the tailbone down, almost like a squat, like you're about to sit into a squat, and your 2 butt cheeks should touch the floor, or the back of the pelvis should touch the mat first, not the lower back. And we go again. Exhale, press up. Pulling the ribs and narrowing the waist. Inhale, hold, and back down. So if you're good with that, we're going to keep going, but we're going to go a little quicker. We're going to go exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So now I'm just feeling a little bit extra activation through the top of my butt, top of my hamstrings and my butt. Keep going. Lift and down. And lift. And down, and lift, and down. We're going to go 4 more. 1, pelvic floor is doing its thing. 2, close the diamond, open the diamond. 3, close the diamond, open the diamond. Last one, 4, close the diamond, open the diamond. Good job. So let's sit up now. So I'm going to sit nice and tall. You're going to use the hands on the backs of the thighs. You're going to use your arms for support. So we're lifting up through the spine. You take your breath out, zip it up. We're imprinting in a seated position, but now we're going to roll back. So if you've ever done roll-ups in the studio with the roll-up bar, this would be your alternative. Instead of using the bar for support, you use your own arms. Your arms are there to help you pull your tummy flat. They take a little bit of the load. Now you can control how much load, how much you want your arms to work, or how much you want your stomach to work. But that tummy has to be deep and scooped, not popping out like this, pulling it in. So we're going to work through those with a little bit, tiny little bit quicker. So as I'm going back, my arms are doing more. I'm rounding my spine, breathe in, breathe out, restack tall. Exhale, we pull back from the stomach first. Now you might only go a little way. This exercise shouldn't hurt your back. If it does, you're going to leave it out for the moment. Lifting. Let's do 3 more. Pull back from the stomach, full breathe in, breathe out. You get a nice stretch through the lower back right there. Should feel good though. 2 to go. How are we doing? Lifting up tall. And 1 more. Finishing it off. As you restack, check that you're not going to let the lower belly just splat out. Just pause, lift up, grow taller, not through the neck and the shoulders. Okay, awesome. So let's go onto your side. We'll lie down. We're going to do the wall glute series, although we don't have a wall here. You can still do this. You're going to use the back of the mat to line yourself up. So the underneath knee is bent, the top leg is long, the hips are nice and stacked. Lift the leg up so it's the same height as the hip. Just give the leg a little bit of a shake for a second. This one, I don't want the leg to be stretched out and tight. I actually want it to feel like jelly. So you might just need to give it a little bit of a pat like you're in the massage parlor. And then internally rotate that knee. So the kneecap is trying to face down into the floor. Now you've set the leg, check back in with your center. You should have that space between your underneath waist and the floor, hand on the floor. I'm gonna lift the leg up and down 10 times. 1, we go exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. What I'm really thinking about here is not letting that top hip coming up like this. It stays long. 1, 2, I probably made you do a few extra. 3, and 4, and 5, 6, and 7. This burns quite quickly. 8, 9, 1 more 10. Hold the knee in, put the hand on the floor, take it forward. Lift, down, swing it back. 2, we do that 10 times. And 3, and 4. I'm really concentrating now on kind of bracing through my torso, my powerhouse. So I'm not swinging my spine. So as I take the leg forward, I'm actually feeling like I stick my bottom out a little bit. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 1 more 10. And then I'm going to take the leg forward and hold it there for 15 little bounces. We go up and down. 1, 2, nice pulses. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 to go. Work the underneath waist. Don't bob around. 3, 4, 5. Well done. Oh, that really got it into my butt just then. And we're going to work the inside of the underneath thigh now. So prop yourself up on your elbow. The top leg is going to come forward on the mat. You can kind of bring that foot up if that's okay. If that's not comfortable, you could try and find like a little box or something in your house that you could rest that top thigh on. I'm just going to stay here. So the underneath heel needs to be back in line with the pelvis. Make sure it's not drifting forward. It will want to during this series. So I'm there. So I'm going to point my foot. I'm going to breathe out, lift the leg up, flex the foot, point the foot, lower it back down 10 times. Lift. Watch the underneath waist is not splatting here. And 3. I'm imagining that I'm pushing that working leg back against my imaginary wall. 4, 5. I'm actually feeling a stretch in this glute right now. I don't know if you guys are. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more 10. And then we're going to hold that leg up and we're going to flex the foot, imagining we've got stacks of books balancing on the inside of that foot, and we're going to pulse it up and down 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're halfway there. You might not lift it high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. We're coming up onto the elbow for a side support. So I'm lining my elbow up with the back of my mat. My knees are going to stay bent today. Lift the underneath rib, float the top hand to the ceiling, collect your pelvic floor and lift the hip up. And we're just going to come up and down, lightly touch the mat a few times. So lift it up, lightly back down. And 4. And 5, this should feel good or work, not pain. 6, we're going to stay, count to 6. 1, 2, soften the neck. 3, push the head back against your imaginary wall. 4, 5, 6. Great job. So now we're going to do the whole thing on the other side. Flip around. Start off with the glutes, bend the underneath knee, press the top hip away, and the hand on the floor. So actually I'm going to leave my hand on my hip. Roll and give that leg a little shake like we did on the other side. Just give it a little bit of a massage. You're probably quite tight through those ITVs there. Give it a little shake, shake, shake. Roll the kneecap in, lift the waist and we're off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it forward, up, down. 1. And 2, and 3, work the underneath waist. 4, 5, 6, roll the kneecap to face the floor. 7, just a reminder. 8, soften the neck. 9, now my butt's starting to work. 1 more 10. Well done. Take the leg forward. We've got to do your 15 bounces. We're nearly there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Oh, just give those legs a little bit of a lengthening out. Oh. Bring the top leg forward, up on the elbow. Check the heel is in line with the pelvis, not forward in space. And we're going to lift, flex that, point that foot. I don't know if you can see my leg there. Let's go a little bit higher. Okay, so we're ready. So we're going to point the foot, lift, flex, point, lower. Now don't throw it up using momentum. Feel like you draw up through your pelvic floor, and that's what makes the foot lift off the floor. 2, 3. As you can see, I'm not lifting it that high. 4, but still pretty effective. 5. Soften the neck. 6, 7, and 8. And 9, and 1 more 10. Okay, we lift the leg up, flex the foot. We do 20 pulses here. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just the leg. Don't use the shoulders. 7. You might not lift it high. 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Up onto the elbow as quickly as we can. Lift up out of the waist. Here we go. Press up. 1. Lightly touch the mat. Don't rest. 2, 3, 4. I've just got to check in with my ribs because I can feel they want to push forward. That means too much work through your upper back. 4, 5, 6. Let's stay up there and breathe. Count to 6. 1. Crown of the head reaching that way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lightly come down. Take a mini break. So we're coming onto hands and knees right now. So I'm setting the wrists under the shoulders. We're going to do some cat stretches, really gentle. So I'm just going to find neutral, connect my shoulders again, so pressing them down away from my ears. I'm going to breathe out round my back. Breathe in, lengthen the tailbone away. and try to lift my breastbone up. And again, round. Don't overthink this too much. Lengthen, lift the chest. Close the sit bones as you tuck. Open the diamond, open the sit bones away from each other as you extend. One more. Come back to neutral, tuck the toes under. We're going to send the bottom to the sky for a pike. Or if you've ever done yoga, this is called downward dog. And we're just going to stay here and breathe. So I'm trying to stick my booty up to the sky. Press the chest down between the arms for that beautiful shoulder stretch. And I'm just going to do some walking. So lift one heel, push one heel down to the mat. Lift one, press one. Lift one, press one. Lift one, press one. Keep going. Just breathe when you want to take a breath. Let the head hang. I'm going to do one more each side. Come back, gently place the knees down. We're going to do some push-ups. We're going to do them on the knees. We're going to keep the knees down onto the floor. So your choice, whether you want to keep your wrists under your shoulders or whether you want to make a little bit harder and walk your hands forward. But we're going to do a tricep push-up here. This is Pilates. So we're not going to let the elbows go out to the side, and we're going to stabilize through our shoulder girdle here, right? So you're going to lift your pelvic floor up and kind of brace through your core muscles. Elbows point straight back as you lower your chest towards the ground. Do not crunch through your shoulders. So I don't want to see the shoulder blades moving around, and I don't want you to feel that. If you feel like that's happening, you go less bend of the elbows. So if I do a push-up well, and I'm not good at these because I never do them, then I can't actually go that low if I want to do it nice, if I want to do it properly. This is 3. If you're not sure with your push-up, take a video of yourself and send it to me and I'll help you out. And 4. Oh, that's hard. It's really hard not to sag through the stomach and not to just kind of cheat to come back up. We're going to do 2 more. This is your last one. And I'm just going to sit back on my heels to stretch out through my back, through my arms. And just breathe. I'm going to walk my hands back, come up nice and slowly for a good stretch. So let's take it into a kneeling lunge. Take your right foot forward, zip up and connect. Gently pull the tail between the legs. Do not jam under. Keep the lift through the crown of the head and press the 2 hip bones forward until you feel that really gentle stretch in the front of the thigh, the front of the hip there. And then you're just going to hang there. I've just realized you can't actually see my face. Here I am. Stay there. Then you're going to take your hands to the floor, sit back on your heel, lift up tall with a straight back as best as you can, and then walk the fingertips forward. And I'm getting a nice stretch through my right hamstring right now. Stay here for a little bit. And just let's swap legs. So take your left foot forward, lift up nice and tall, tuck, press forward. You don't need to let everything splat out here. Connect, stretch safely. You see me? How are we going? Feeling good? Just breathe. Sit back on the heel. Lift up tall, flex the foot for the Achilles stretch. Walk the fingers forwards. And that's it, so we're done. That's your workout done for the day. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know how you got on. Shoot me a message, leave me a comment below, and I can't wait to work out with you again soon. Thanks, bye.